Huomenta. Tässä alettiin nyt testaamaan fuck. Or in English. This is an English channel, so that was Finnish. So morning, we're in Helsingin käräjäoikeus in front of it actually, because I'm gonna start my walk from here. I made a video about Ruoholahti and I wanted to re-record it because I lost the audio. So I have a new microphone which hopefully helps, and I'm planning on collecting some cute video for you about the new upgraded Ruoholahti / Jätkäsaari area where I'm gonna be walking. So over there is the Helen power facilities, and they're actually shutting down this month. So we're gonna be seeing Helsinki going towards the net positive bit by bit on carbon dioxide. This here is the new office that was just built, and that's why there is a huge construction still going, because they removed the bicycle lanes and everything around this area. So really fantastic and really good improvements for Ruoholahti, because the air quality is gonna get better by shutting down the factory. The sad thing is we don't have that much research on how are we gonna warm up Helsinki during the coming months and cold times, but I'm gonna learn, and it's not gonna be that bad. The winters have gotten warmer due to climate change, so for example, you could see on my pictures that was the snow we got. We have some more snow, but it's not really impacting anybody. Yeah. So yeah, and I recorded on the video the CNCF content crop topic. So it's not CNCF topic, it's run in the CNCF Slack channel, so that is how it's connected to CNCF. So we decided on a topic by voting. So we always put hey, what do you want to hear about? And I posted 3 topics that are interesting to me this month, and the winner was the what's it called? AI in platform engineering, how does it help? Because I've been doing some POCs and it's been a fantastic tool to centralize and focus my work. So think about it from the point of view that I have a lot of Terraform code, infrastructure as a code, and now I'm going to have to get those components that I'm using into our component management, so Backstage, Compass or comparable. So I want to parse it to the Backstage YAML. I could write a code for it, but I can also just use the HCL to JSON or HCL to YAML, whatever works, and throw it after that to ChatGPT, Gemini, or even Copilot agent chat, and ask it to reformat it, and it will do a pretty good job. That way I can get the components really quickly and start putting the actual important data of what applications am I using, how am I using them. And if you're using your infrastructure as code correctly, you can even get that information from there. Because you can just say that hey, okay, you found an application tag, so type the application in, and such things. But didn't really go into that in my LinkedIn post that you should probably will see. So this is the Kamppi tehdas. So it's the place to be during concerts and so on. So it's one of the biggest concert and event hubs in central Helsinki. Yeah. So I've been there a few times. It's not my kind of thing. I'm still afraid of humans. We'll see if this changes it, but I doubt. I think this is pretty solo effort. And yeah. So then last time I talked about also, so the video that doesn't have the audio, and which I'm probably not gonna post, maybe I post, I don't know, we'll see. So I talked about the whole fact that like, how do you do these things then? So where I work, we have put the 5-step plan into effect, where you start by finding a code assistant. But the reality is it starts a bit before that. So if we go step -1, that's where you don't have really any AI. So it starts by getting some kind of like touch to people. This is how you use Gemini, ChatGPT, etc. That's why I'm talking about the HCL, HashiCorp language to Compass YAML, for example. Because that's a good use case of, hey, did you know you can do it this way very quickly? And it gives your developers and people a good sense of, oh, this is where we're going. And it gives you kind of weapons for them to start understanding what are we doing. It's a long way. I'm not saying it's quick, but it's a quick way of like getting you guys more into, hey, this is where we're going. And that creates that hype. And you should, after that, start getting into the like capabilities of the people collecting use cases, understanding the topic and collecting and training themselves. Because if you're not doing that, the next steps don't really matter. But yeah, the second step is code assisting. So getting everybody into using some kind of code assistant, be it Cursor, be it GitLab Duo, be it GitHub Copilot. It doesn't matter which one you use in sense of beginning at the moment, because all of them are developing rapidly. What matters is that your developers are using something, so they're getting started on, hey, I'm starting to have a pair programmer in my life. It increases their happiness, it increases their productivity, it gives them a possibility of boilerplating way faster. And when used correctly, they do better code. Because when you do good clean code, as we've been all guided to, and we've never done it, AI works way better. Because you don't give it massive contexts. You give it small tasks that you yourself also do and break down. Because when we try to do massive contexts, we as humans also write bugs. We as humans make problems. So we always break it down to small pieces. So you can't expect the AI to solve those things for now. When it gets better, which we're working on, all of us, it can start figuring out which small boxes go together. But it requires that context. So yeah, that's the code assistance. So that's the hard part I'm talking about, where I freeze. I could have talked like the microphone should pick it up. So continuing from there, the next step is getting some kind of AI agency going forward. The AI agent term is already being muddled. So at the moment, it's when the AI does something for you automatically based on your command. So in Copilot, for example, they have started using AI agent term when you can prompt and it goes and changes the line automatically. And that's a very simple agent, but the ideology behind it is to bring it to the phase 3, autonomous or multi-agents. Depends kind of what you're doing. And this is where we're going to see an explosion on the amount of tools that we're going to be managing and maintaining and giving templates, maintaining as platform engineering teams. Because these are going to be run on Kubernetes or serverless or cloud. Because we really don't have anymore the willingness to invest $500,000 ahead of time in most companies. They want to see the impact and then start spending money. So that's why the consumption based is so much more effective for management. Because they want the proof point. Does this actually make money? Can this actually be useful? How would this work in our scale scope? And that means that we have to think of it from the consumption point. We have to also understand that it's probably cheaper to buy it from into hardware that goes into your seller, but reality is that's not going to be selling to the management. And the management picks what we're going to be working on. So the key thing here is understand what they're asking and start developing according to that. So for us, it could be that we want to do AI agents that help us manage Kubernetes clusters. So I've seen one where you send your alert data from Prometheus and Obscene, and you create better work playbooks live for the developers or comparable how to fix these issues. I haven't yet tested it out, so I'm not gonna say the product's name, but these kind of products are gonna revolutionize the speed we can react. How about letting it do that themselves? Then it's an agent based. So then it would be allowed to do changes to development, for example, at the beginning. So a lot of this is about developing things forward, changing things, understanding them. And it's gonna be a lot of it is gonna be so different than what we're used to. So yeah, how do we then take this AI into use is like Azure OpenAI Foundry, or Azure AI Foundry now I think, which is basically their UI where you can play and get your first model running, get the API tokens, and develop your first application. You can do your first application in a day, which is rapid pace. Yeah. So yeah, next phase. You can also do AWS Q, which is their LLM gateway, or Google Vertex. And all three of these are doing the same thing. But that's the baseline of creating agents, getting that started. I also recommend looking at the vendor tools, like if we can get Rovo into use from Atlassian, it should enable us get started and develop applications that are faster, better, more effective. Like making the first estimate of the ticket. We all know we need to do it, and we all skip on it. And that's an easy hanging apple where theoretically the AI should be super effective on getting us the first demo, first system on this topic. And we should be able to really develop it further. Like, we should be able to create something more worthwhile. Because again, all of these tools enable us to remove that work we know we need to do. We haven't done due to reason X, Y, Z. And it's not laziness. It's because we're busy. Like, we have actual work to do, which is the value creating part. And now we have a capability of automating that. So let's start automating that. By the way, how many of you have actually been here in the canals of Ruoholahti? Because these are really nice. Like, it's not Turku level of canal, but it's really nice to walk here during summer, have a beer, and stop by. Over there is the Clarion Hotel, one of the fancier hotels in Helsinki, and we should be able to see Supercell's office over there. So they're next to each other. That's how you know. Over there is like where Huawei used to be, and then you could see the core city market the whole time on the left. Whenever I turn there, I don't know yet how I'm gonna cut it, so you might not see it ever. But I'm probably gonna give you sneak peeks where it happened, because that's where many people shop, because it's a bit different. It's like a hypermarket, or no, maybe city market. I don't remember how the rankings go in US. And yeah. And the beauty is that like we're here walking, and this is the slow way to central Helsinki. But like we're right next to it, so you can walk like in 10 minutes there. But I need to make these videos, so you know you're gonna take the long way every time. I'm hopeful that I have time someday to film you my old stomping grounds, which is the Ruoholahti. We lived in that area during COVID, so I walked so much around that area because you couldn't do anything else than go for a walk. So yeah, continuing on the AI in platform engineering, I saw Docker making a application for AI where it just wrote you your own Docker compose and Docker files. We all laughed at it, but like it might be useful for some developers. I wouldn't pay for it, but like again, some developers might really need it. So it's again like you're gonna see so much developer enablement, and you can think about it as an interface. It's like, how do we build better interfaces to developers? Like, what if it is just a chat that they talk to? So one of the earlier CNCF or the Content Club posts had this to say about like, what if it knew already what I'm going to be building. There you can see the Supercell characters. That's how you know it's Supercell. So so it doesn't need to know it. We could actually just give those developers a chat box, and they would be talking to it in natural language. It would connect them to the libraries and places we are. They're not stupid. They're just very busy guys. So over there is the harbor area, the old harbor, and that's where the Tallink Silja from Estonia comes. And that's the Radisson Seaside Hotel. So if you happen to come here, that's where you can stay if you want to be in this area. If you don't want to go to the Clarion. And the city market would be that way, on the left. Which you probably can't tell because I get to edit this as I want. What's the clock? We have about 40 minutes to walk. So I'm not gonna walk that long with you guys, but that's how long I have until I have to be in a place. So we're gonna take a walk this way. So you might have noticed there was like 2 stops that we had to do, and that's the same for bicycles. So you can bicycle all the way. And now that I got the microphone, we're gonna bicycle more, I'd hope, because I have a solid way of bicycling and getting audio. So yeah, here we are walking by to the Kamppi, and I was in the middle of my AI rant about how to make better UIs or like UX or develop like usability. So my friend made a tool so that you can in Teams chat with an agent. It goes and gets you the logs from the system and tells you the logs, because it can just convert on the background via OpenAI the prompt you gave it into Azure query language kind of thing, which allows it to get the logs from the system and return them back to you. And you could do the same for SQL if you structure it or comparable. You just need to tell it the structure in the agent side, and it's able to make a way more usable system for anybody involved in support of the tooling and stuff. And that's one way of getting like into this development, thinking about your interfaces again, thinking about what could I make better. And again, hallucinations have gone down and are going down constantly, so we're gonna see better and better AI, because it already has all our data. Now it's about optimizing that data, because at the moment the dead internet is true. And that's why I started making these videos. Yes. I want to remember this time. But now we're stepping into Kamppi side, and now we're in Kamppi from Ruoholahti. So we've been in between Jätkäsaari and Ruoholahti the whole time. Now we're in Kamppi side, and this is a bigger area. I'm gonna probably make another video about it. So I'm also gonna make a Jätkäsaari video without the voice. I might record a voice. I have the microphone now. I'll see if it is easy to do. It's like I could just bicycle around it and talk about things, and then it doesn't match the video, so I might just make a bicycle around it with my video, if this is good and useful, if I like the quality. So we're at the moment still in the west side of Helsinki. I haven't really spent time on the east side, so we're gonna have to start figuring out how am I gonna do those if I ever run out of new routes, new things to do, and new times of year and things to show you. What else should I talk about? I'm gonna be talking in Vilnius, so I'm gonna be recording a video in Vilnius. I'm also gonna be talking in Romania, Bucharest. I haven't never been, so it's gonna be a quick pit stop, and it's gonna be through KLM, so not my most hated flight company, but not my favorite either. So we're gonna have adventures upcoming, and I hope you're gonna enjoy my content. I want to point out the pictures by the tram. So we have an ongoing election, so it's the regional election, and regional election in Finland is the one that decides on your local things. So in Helsinki case, Helsinki area. In neighboring areas it's Vantaa, Espoo, Nurmijärvi, so on, like all of the region, all of the Other Capital Region area, and then we have a few more of these, and we vote the decision makers, who then do decisions on that local parliament, and select different things, and I'm gonna have to figure out a new party, because my current party is against the things that I hate, or for the things that I hate. So big classrooms and like removing special classes, and I'm very much on the side of those courses being good, because it means people don't end up being bullied that much, because big classrooms are always like you're one of the mass, and that means that you will get bullied. Removing talent classes means we're gonna make everybody middle of the pack, which means no innovation can ever come out of Finland. But yeah, that's my politics today. I understand the money side of it, but like, you don't cut from education. We keep doing it because most of the voters are retirees, and if the young people don't start voting, the retirees keep winning, and the young people keep getting fucked. And that's life every time in every country's politics. And I'm no longer young. I'm a fucking old fart now, as I was told at work. So I am like, I need to start thinking about myself also, but I also like thinking about the future. So thank you for joining. I'm gonna end it here, because this is where I'm gonna probably start the Kamppi tour someday. Thank you.